I can't believe we have to make this commercial.
It's ridiculous.
You'll think it's ridiculous too. Listen to this.
This commercial is about, well, it's about parents being rude at high school athletic events.
Ridiculous, right?
It gets worse. Studies show more than 75% of new high school officials are quitting because of bad adult behavior.
So now there's a shortage of refs here in Idaho, in almost all sports.
No officials means no more games.
Is that what you want for us?
Come on, parents.
It's time to grow up.
Cheer for your team.
Be proud of your children.
But stop being so ridiculous.
And don't make us run another commercial.
Because we will.
This message presented by the Idaho High School Activities Association and the Idaho Athletic Administrators Association, reminding you to always practice good sportsmanship.
Welcome to the Ryerson Family Backyard Games. There will be obstacles to face and challenges to overcome. Are you ready?
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We're Valley-wide cooperative. For 100 years, we've been your first choice for residential and commercial propane, fuels, oils, and lubricants. We service HVAC, install water heaters, propane tanks, and accessories. And yes, we'll even deliver right where you need it. Because for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Former regional champ and back-end training.
That's commitment.
Ow.
Oh, tough start. This is not as easy as it used to be, folks.
And she's off, obviously pushing through some pain.
Every muscle is begging her to stop. How's she doing this?
I'm not even sure she knows.
Look at her go. And stop.
Come on.
And go again.
It's literally the home stretch. Whoa.
She made it. Feel the elation.
What fuels that kind of fire?
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Meridian High School for tonight's semifinals of the 5A Idaho High School State Football Championships. Del Gray along with Clay Hatfield, and this should be a great matchup because these guys know each other about as well as any two teams. The undefeated #1 ranked Meridian Warriors hosting their crosstown rivals, and you could say sort of their offshoot, their scion in the Mountain View Mavericks.
Yeah, two teams that know each other really well. They opened up the season with Meridian winning 13-7 over Mountain View here at Meridian. And for one of these teams, their season's going to end here at Meridian.
It will certainly be an interesting start now, and you could say that the interesting part for, I believe it's Meridian, that actually opened the season the week before against Eagle with a win, and then it was Mountain View opening here. And so when you look at that schedule, I guess you could say if you're going to pair this right, Meridian should win because they'll get one more at the end. They had one more to start the season, but that isn't what the folks in Mountain View are hoping for tonight. They're hoping that the momentum that they got going the last couple of weeks in the first two rounds of this playoff will continue over against the number one defensive team in the state.
Yeah, and it's a Mountain View team that opened up the playoff run with a 44-0 shellacking against Nampa in Nampa. They had to hit the road last week, go down to Highland and face the number one team out of the East, the Highland Rams, and pulled off what many consider to be an upset, 30-24 over against a really good Highland team.
Well, Highland with the state runner-ups a year ago against Rigby. It was all on eastern side, and Rigby's the only team left in the Final Four. The rest of it's all from West Ada School District, as Rocky Mountain is hosting Rigby tonight just a few miles up the road here.
And no matter how this game ends or how the Rigby Rocky Mountain game ends, we know the championship game will be here in the Valley next week.
Right. Last I heard, it was either Bronco Stadium or Donald Larson Park, but it seems like they always leave that open to determine definitively maybe on Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah, maybe.
So, this is an IdahoSports.com game stream production of the 2022 Idaho High School Football Playoffs. Tournament coverage at IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and the Idaho Transportation Department. Also brought to you in part by Valleywide Cooperative and your local Toyota dealers. And local sponsors for this evening's broadcast here from Meridian High School, Howell Orthodontics, Steve's Hometown Auto Dealerships, Robel Fence, Mike Miniger Auto Body, by Big Judd's, Bob's Bicycle, and by Pike Raz Mortgage. All of those sponsors helping to make this broadcast, this audio broadcast on IdahoSports.com, free to you tonight, anywhere you may be, anywhere in the world. And we're just about ready to go between these two teams as the Warriors appear to be set to kick this one off. I'm assuming they won the toss and chose to defer, and that's exactly what they're looking to do.
And it's Owen McBride and number 21, Mackay Patwell, deep to return for the Mavericks.
Ready to do the kicking is Isaac Vargas for the Warriors. End over end kick will be taken about the 6-yard line. It'll be returned up the right side past the 20, out across the 25, and getting near the 30-yard line. And coming up with that return, I believe, was number 7 for the...
It was 21, Patwell.
21, Patwell,
yep.
Okay. A little blocking in there from Kai Ackley as well, and so Patwell will get the Mavericks set at the 28, it appears, as they place the pigskin down. And we're ready to go. Great field here tonight, good condition, no weather other than it's cold, but it's turf field, and it's not one that's built on concrete, so it shouldn't be too bad.
And it's winter.
And boy, did we go through fall fast. Handoff straight ahead, diving forward and picking up a couple of yards across the 30-yard line.
Number 34 there. Van Giesen.
So Dallin Van Giesen with the pickup. Second down and about 6 coming up for the Mavericks. Handoff looks like it went to the second man through. Haven't tried to. They are going to give Van Giesen the carry. He gets another 4 yards, still short of the first down. So it'll be a third down and a short one, it looks like, from where they've placed it. Maverick
Max
calling
William
signals.
On that last tackle, excuse me.
Yeah, Dawson Wall, the quarterback, calling signals for the Mavericks. Gives the handoff straight ahead, first down yardage, right up into the teeth of that defense, but they're able to get good line surge and pick up a couple of yards all the way to the 40-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mavericks. So Van Giesen with 2 straight. Giesen has had 3 straight carries.
Mm-hmm.
He gets all 12 yards.
It's working right now.
They're on his stat sheet. Well, don't go away with it until it stops working, they used to say. Now this time it'll be the quarterback Wall keeping it, and Meridian didn't bite on that.
Yeah, and that was Nathan Reynolds there. the linebacker blowing that play up.
They faked that outside to Van Giesen as he started to go wide, and Wall just took it straight up into the teeth. They'll give him a half-yard pickup just across the 40. Counting signals again. This time Wall's going to air this one out. He's going out to the sideline, gets it off into the hands of, I believe, Jordan Delgado.
Number 10 there.
Oh, it's 10, not 18. Okay, that would be Colin Rogers. That makes more sense. I was looking down, Delgado's a defensive lineman. I said, he's a big guy, but he was not that big. Rogers, a 5'11 senior. Picks up about 3, so we'll count it 3rd down and 6 here for the Mavericks as they're trying to get into midfield. They're going to air it out, open but overthrown. He was looking for his wideout, Mackay Patwell, and Patwell was a few steps behind where that pass from Wall was sailing to.
Yeah, and it was Max William there with pressure on Wall, forcing him into maybe hurrying that pass a little bit more than he wanted to.
Well, defense is something that Meridian has built this season on. In fact, they've been building that since John Zamberlin came on as the head coach a few years ago. And they surprised everybody last year, kind of coming on at the end of the season, a little bit like the Mavericks have been at the end of this season, and they made it all the way to the semifinals. But they have had their sights set on a championship game next week, and that's what they're looking to try to achieve here tonight, as the punt is going to be taken back at the 20-yard line and clearing it out to about the 23.
That was Freeze.
That is Freeze that comes up with the return. So it'll be 1st and 10 at about the 32. So a little bit better yardage, field yardage, but we're still playing kind of in the middle of the field. Coming out, quarterback Zeke Martinez. One thing that you have to understand, Meridian is undefeated. They have been on a roll. They're ranked number 1, and yet they're not that old of a football team. They have a sophomore quarterback and 3 junior running backs.
And it was Martinez last year that led them all the way to the semifinals as a freshman.
Pass out to the near side, a quick hitter to Freeze, and Freeze is going to get 1st down yardage, and then somebody breaks the tackle at the 45 and spins forward to the 50 before he's brought down. So Corbin Freeze with a quick hitter.
And Mason Childs there saving possibly a touchdown run from Freeze.
Talking with Coach Zamberlin, he says, well, we're primarily a wing tee. And I says, you run? Well, yeah, we run, but we pass. We do whatever we have to do. I said, we've seen a lot of that in the last few weeks, it seems like.
I saw them when they played at Middleton earlier in the season, and they did a lot of this too under center.
Rolling out to the right. No, handoff straight ahead, and plowing forward, I believe, is
number 24.
Luke St. Michel. Michel is going to pick up about 7 yards to, we'll call it the 43-yard line. So it'll be 2nd and 3 coming up. Nice handoff in there, because I thought the quarterback had tucked it back in and started to roll to his left, but he left it with St. Michel.
Nice run on 1st down, picking up 6 yards.
St. Michel, Riley Byington, both couple of the backs there, along with Cole Jones. They'll get a lot of time, but it's the quarterback that's going to keep this one. That's Martinez, and he's going to be nailed for a loss for a couple of yards. He looked downfield, but all of a sudden that defensive line from Mountain View was just closing in on him.
Yeah, that was Troy Grizzle there that buried Martinez.
So I'll get dropped at the 45. So 3rd down and 6 coming up for the Warriors. Meridian has not put up huge offensive numbers this season, but they put up some huge defensive numbers, and I mean by little margins.
They're averaging 34 points a game, so it's not terrible on offense.
Yep. Martinez with the handoff inside and breaking it for 1st down yardage down to the 25. That is 22. That is Riley Byington. So Byington with a little counter inside gets 1st down yardage, and the Warriors are threatening to get into scoring position. They're at the Maverick 25-yard line.
And his offensive line just opened up a gaping hole there for him to run through. Byington didn't have to do much work, just hit the space there.
Yeah, well executed with the handoff, and right now they're doing a lot of misdirection with those handoffs and running with the ball. And you have that threat of Martinez airing it out. He's already done that once. Going in motion, Martinez hands it off. No, he handed it. I could even see the handoff going to his wide receiver coming around. I believe that was 84, Tyson Acree.
Yeah, I didn't see it either.
And Martinez was coming this way, and I thought he was going to hand off to a back that he was rolling, but he gave it to Acree, and Acree takes it left for a 9-yard pickup all the way down to the 16-yard line.
Nice little misdirection there.
Boy,
by the Warriors.
we're not
cool.
that far from the field to be faked out so well, but Martinez, the sophomore, as you said, played a lot as a freshman last year. I believe filling in for a injured senior brother of his that started the season. Handoff inside, moving along is Del Rio, and Del Rio's going to lose yardage, I believe. Let's see where they give him forward motion to.
Ball came out at the end. Mountain View claiming they had it, but they blew the whistle dead.
Yeah, the official on the far says no, it was down, and obviously it was way back where they covered it, and they're actually going to give him a yard gain on the original inertia. So he's all the way down to this 15 and a half yard line. He's got about a half yard to pick up first down as the Warriors are well into the red zone and seeing if they can get some points on this first possession of the football game. Talking with Coach Zamberlin before the game, he says, you always want to get the early start if you can, but you do what you have to do. And the first time they met, it was a defensive battle from start to finish, but we've got a first down here on a nice spin to the 15 and all the way down to about the 10-yard line. And give a lot of that to the running back as he was met at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Del Rio again.
Yes, it was.
And he makes
Connors with the tackle.
Yep. So he spins down to the 15, the 10-yard line. So it's first and goal for the Warriors. We have 5:52 to go here in the first quarter. No score between the number 1 ranked Warriors of Meridian High School and the Mavericks of Mountain View, trying to make it to the state championship game that'll be played somewhere in the Treasure Valley next weekend. Martinez takes the deep snap. He's going to run with it himself. He keeps it inside the 5, and he'll be brought down just inside the 5. Looked like he had some running room at about the 7, but it closed up quickly, so good defensive response by that line. So it'll be second and goal from at the 5-yard line.
Yeah, it was Caden Connors in there again, plugging up that hole and getting the tackle, holding up Martinez after the initial contact.
Martinez heading back out of the field. He came over to the near sideline to get some instructions from Coach Zamberlin, figure out what it is that they're wanting to do. Of course, we all know what they're wanting to do. They're wanting to stick it in the end zone here. Second and goal at the 5. 4:52 remaining here in the first quarter. Martinez, does he keep it? No. That'll be 24, St. Michel that keeps the ball, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage and no more. So good close off by the Maverick defense again.
Yeah, that time the Warriors line just couldn't get off and get the blocking that they needed to get to open up any kind of hole for St. Michel.
Yeah, we'll want to watch really closely what's going on the line, because for what I can see with both these teams right now, they both got some physical beasts down there, and they're having a war.
Yeah, it's early on, but they're definitely fighting down there in the trenches.
Martinez brings everyone up quick. He's in a deep set behind the back. Handoff and going around the edge and scooting toward the end zone, and he gets in. That is number 22, Riley Byington. Looked like he might have been stopped short, but he's got great quicks and did a little jitterbug as he got down to the 2 and was able to spin and fall into the end zone. So a 5-yard touchdown for Riley Byington.
Had 3 guys on him, was still able to muscle his way into the end zone. Nice run there by Byington to get the Warriors on the board.
4 minutes and 5 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. A 6-0 Meridian lead. The kick looks good from here. And apparently it is by Isaac Vargas. And it's a 7-0 lead for the Warriors of Meridian over the Mavericks of Mountain View. Howell Orthodontics in Meridian welcomes patients of all ages with their family-friendly atmosphere. From a 7-year-old's first orthodontic consultation to a teenager's braces or Invisalign treatment, all the way up to mom and dad getting their turn later in life. Howell Orthodontics will keep you smiling through all of your appointments. They also make paying for your treatment a breeze by offering low down and 0% interest financing. Browse their website to learn more about braces, treatment solutions, and even about their awesome team members. Go HowellOrthodontics.com and see why Howell Orthodontics creates smiles worth celebrating. And as a Meridian sponsor, I think Hal's smiling right now as the Warriors have that early lead, something that Coach Zamberlin said is certainly one of the keys to getting a game started right. You can kind of cover up some of the other bugaboos if you have a turnover later, if you can always play from the upper end.
You know, and that was one of the things that really bit them last week in that close game against Middleton was turnovers. They had 3 turnovers and 9 penalties to make that game a lot closer than I think they felt it should have been.
I think that was a topic of conversation during coaching this week.
Absolutely. Hold on to the ball.
Vargas with the skipper this time. It's going to be taken at the 16-yard line, bringing it back up for the for the Mavericks on the far side. Looked like it was going to have some running room, and then it disappeared almost immediately for Patwell, and he's taken down at the 24-yard line.
Yeah, that was a big hit out there on special teams for the Warriors to stop that run.
So Wiles actually on the carry, not Patwell.
And it was Ryan Corder on the tackle, just a big hit there on Wiles.
Yeah, when he turned and started back inside, it looked like he had a lane that he could do something with, and boy, it just disappeared in no time.
Yeah, Corder filled that up nicely.
Big effort, big opportunity here for the Mavericks to say we're going to be in this ball game all the way to the end. They can kind of get a response here. Pass out to the near side. Nice completion from Wall as he gets near first down yardage on the quick hitter outside to number 10. That is Colin Rogers.
Mason Meyer on the tackle.
Okay, now it's 18. I thought 18 was 10 earlier. They'll have to change those numbers. So Delgado with the reception. But no going with the handoff in the backfield. What a defensive effort.
51, Jacob Hartzow on the tackle there.
Hartzow just ate him up. Lost about 3 yards. It'll be third down and good long 4 coming up for the Mavericks. Dawson Wall calling it. He's going to fire out into the flat. Hard hit that, and he gets it to his man, and off to the races is Carly Ackley. He'll be drawn down at the 20, but Ackley just had enough room, and his defender missed him at the first effort, and Ackley makes that a 50-yard pickup all the way down to the 20-yard line.
And you said just a quick hitter, got away from his first tackler, just turned on the jets and was able to get all the way down to the 20 for
There's
first
no
and
safety
10.
behind it all, so 1st and 10, and here come the Mavericks trying to counter Ackley with the 50-yard gain on the reception, but there'll be no pickup on the run by Van Giesen.
Yeah, they're going to have a tough road to hoe if they're going to try to go up the gut of that defensive line for the Warriors tonight.
Yeah, I don't think that's where they're going to have the success, but they just showed they can do something on the perimeter with the passing game. Wall's going to go back that direction. He fires it out there. Nice completion. This time it is to number 10, Colin Rogers, but he'll only get about a yard or two down to about the 16-yard line. So 3rd and 6 coming up for the Mavericks.
That time it was a sure tackle by Eason in the secondary.
Well, it was 3rd and long last time when they found that pass connection. It set him up now in the red zone. So let's see if Wall goes back to the air again here. They certainly have seemed to have found a little bit more space out there than they have running up the middle. They're going to fire for the corner. Wall throws it into the corner of the end zone a little bit too strong.
And it was good coverage there by Mason Meyer.
Yeah, Meyer was there, and Patwell was out in the corner, but Wall had to hang it high and into the corner. Otherwise, he could have been in real trouble with it. So that's one of those where you throw it to where only your receiver can possibly get it.
Exactly. And that time the receiver just couldn't get there.
So that means we're going to now try a field goal, it appears, as number 24. That is Garrett Freeman.
No.
29. Excuse me, 20. Boy, I'm going to have to get the other glasses hooked in here. It's 29. Okay, that's Martin Connington. That makes more sense. I keep seeing all these defensive ends doing all these great things, and it's because I just can't get the numbers straight. So Martin Connington is going to be attempting a 33-yard field goal with 1:53 to go here in the first half. It looks good from here, and it is. So Connington gets the response with 1 minute and 48 seconds to go, still here in the first quarter. We've got another one of those tight ones again.
Yes, we
like I said,
do.
the first time I think it was 13-7. Right now it's 7-3 in favor of the Meridian Warriors as the Mavericks have countered, and they'll be kicking off here very, very shortly. The Steve's Hometown Dealerships are proud to sponsor the Idaho High School Football State Playoffs. Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario, Hometown Motors in Weiser, and Steve's Hometown Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fruitland. Just a short drive to savings from anywhere in the Treasure Valley. The Steve Hometown Dealerships, where customer satisfaction is the #1 goal. Steve's wishing the hometown teams best of luck at state. And right now, these two teams that are essentially at home, they're both in Meridian. And they're having a ball game here. It is 7-3 in favor of the Warriors as the Mavericks get ready to kick off after that field goal by Connington. And that would have been good from 45 yards, I think. He had all kinds of height in it. And he kicks this one high and deep, and Meridian's going to let it go through. In fact, it nearly went through the uprights.
And when it does, the fans on the Mountain View side go crazy when he's able to do that.
Obviously, that's something they aim to do.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Well, he gets a lot of height out of that.
He's got a leg on him.
See, Connington is a, let's see,
He's
a junior.
Yep.
6 foot, 162, so good size.
And one more year to go.
Yes. In fact, that's the one thing I was looking at the rosters for both of these teams. You usually think when you get down to the semifinals and the finals that you've got veteran teams with lots of seniors, and there's certainly key seniors on both these teams, but they've got a lot of youngsters playing both directions as well. Hand up the middle for the Meridian Warriors, and they again are able to exploit that off the left tackle. That was
22.
22. That was Byington.
Yeah.
Okay.
Male with the top for the Mavericks.
We're having a little bit of light issues here, being able to read
we're
things.
Sitting in the dark.
Well, they put a nice shade up above us so that we wouldn't get rained on as if it was coming, and it blocks out a lot of the light. We're okay. We'll make it, and we'll keep you here. 1:20 to go, and the clock is running here in the first quarter. Meridian up to the line quickly. Two receivers split to the right side of the field, but they're going to hand it back to the left, and patiently working behind his blockers on the outside. I believe that's 23 Del Rio that picks up about 6-7 yards. And the Warriors are getting that 5, 6, 7 yards on first down with just the running game right now.
Yeah, that's great if you can do that. Just ground and pound this thing out, run time off the clock, and keep pushing down the field.
As long as you can keep the upper hand, the clock is your friend. Martinez up under center. No, he's back on the shotgun. Now he's rolling to the right, going to fire out to the near side. Nice completion into the hands of number 81. That is Griffin Deere. And Deere somehow spins out of the first tackle and gets another 10 yards, and he's into Maverick territory.
Put his hand down on the turf to keep his balance and picked up some more yak yards.
Quarterbacks love that when receivers extend that. You make that 20-yard pass look like it was a howitzer down the field, you know.
Adds a little extra yardage to the quarterback stats.
Yeah, it makes people think you're a bomber. Two-man, I was going to say, we're going to have flags there because we had running backs from both sides. That was Byington and Del Rio on opposite ends of the line, both go into motion. And, you know, when they saw each other coming face to face, we're going, I think we screwed up here.
They both stopped hoping that nobody would see that, but that was a little bit too obvious to be missed.
Yeah, they were both split out off the end of the tight end, and they both went into motion back toward each other. So a 5-yard penalty. First penalty I think we've had of the football game, which you always like to see that in postseason. As you mentioned, last week Meridian had some penalty issues. They needed to get ironed out. Handoff will go inside and getting close to the original. He's going to still be a couple yards short of the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be second down and long. coming up as Byington gets it to the 49, so they still haven't been able to get back into Mountain View territory. We'll call it 2nd down and 12 for the Warriors at their own 49.
And just ran into the heart of that defensive line right there, and the defensive line was able to hold.
Well, now they're going to take time to talk about it and see how they're going to attack this, because we've completed 1 quarter of play. It is the Meridian Warriors 7 and the Mountain View Mavericks 3. We'll be back with second quarter action in just a moment.
Toyota trains certified technicians. Is that important?
Well, you wouldn't hire just anyone to help you move, would you?
Not again.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota.
Big Jed's is one of the most fun and unique dining experiences in Idaho. They're handmade burger patties they make every day, and they only use fresh local produce. And of course, Big Jed's only uses Idaho potatoes for their famous fresh cut fries. By the way, if you're up to a challenge, try the Big Jud Special world famous 1-pound burger with all the fixings, plus a basket of large fries. Finish in less than 30 minutes and you get your picture on the Wall of Fame. Just where I want to be, on a Wall of Fame for eating a 1-pound burger. Stop in and say hi. Big Jed's at 3030 East Overland Road, right by the Majestic Theaters there in Meridian. And don't forget to check out Big Jed's online at BigJuds.com. Big Jed's in Meridian, proud to support student athletes. Big Jed's is kind of like, I had 4 boys, so like it was like that rite of passage when they got to a certain age. Years and years ago, when I was growing up, it was Manly's up on the bench in Boise. Yeah. But Big Jed's has kind of become that, I think, for a lot of us. I'm not sure exactly what the definition is, but he guys that go for burgers.
That's right. The Wimpy of the Popeye world.
There you go. Firing that great catch and holding on with the completion from Martinez.
That was 81.
That's 81 again. Griffin Deere, what great hands that he was hit almost immediately, but held on to it. Picks up about 20 yards. They get all the way down to the 31-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Meridian Warriors. And right now, the Warriors looking pretty crisp offensively.
They are. That ball came out of Martinez's hand on fire, and a great catch by his receiver. Able to bring that in on this cold night.
Martinez under center this time. Now hands it off, steps back, gives it up, moving forward and spinning and getting a few yards, making something out of nothing, I believe, was Byington. 22?
23.
23, that Del Rio. Boy, Byington and Del Rio look a lot alike in their running style, not just with the numbers being as close as they are.
Both just square up their shoulders and run downhill really nicely.
So about a 4-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 6 coming up from the 27 for the Warriors. Trying to add to a 7-3 lead here. We're just a minute into the second quarter of this state semifinal in the 5A ranks. Crossed just a few miles straight up Linder Road. Of course, Rocky Mountain entertaining Rigby in the other semifinal. Handoff and diving forward for another 2-3 yards down to about the 24-yard line. That was St. Michel this time. We'll give him 2 yards, and they'll place it at the 24. Yeah. He's got to get it inside the 22, 21. So we'll call it 3rd and a short 3 coming up for the Warriors. And they've been pretty successful on 3rd down plays so far here tonight.
They really have. Nice conversion rate for the Warriors on 3rd down. Looking to keep that going here on a third and shortish.
Martinez up under center again. And now we have a whistle, and that means somebody probably flinched on the offensive line.
Yeah, they're going to get a false start against the Warriors.
I won't name the culprit because I'm not exactly sure. I have a pretty good idea, but it was a lineman. Let's just leave it at that.
We'll let him remain nameless for now.
Yeah. Now, if he does it again, we might have to pull him out and call him out.
So just the second penalty of the game.
Yes.
And both of them on Meridian, both false starts.
Yes, they have been. And at least in that regard, they've been minor penalties.
Yeah.
They haven't really changed field position, except they're now faced with third and a long 7. Pass out into the flat and going up, trying to go over the top of a defender to pull that one in.
That was number 84 there.
That was 84 again, Tyson Acree. But
Kai
it's
Ackley
incomplete.
on coverage just blanketed him.
In fact, he really had the better possession,
Yes, he did.
and Acree had to go over the top of him to even get a shot at it. In fact, I think Ackley was looking around seeing if he maybe had offensive pass
And that's what he was
interference.
looking for, was that flag for offensive pass interference,
Yeah.
saying that he had possession and he was pushed out of the way.
Yeah, you as a defensive back, you just don't get that very often.
No, you do not.
So it's 4th down.
Has to be rather blatant.
At the 29, 4th and a long 8 here for the Warriors. They send trips up to the top of your screen. Of course, you can't see the screen, so we'll call it the right of the quarterback. Out of the shotgun. Martinez going to take a draw right up the middle, and he's not going to make first down yardage. He's going to get about 2 or 3 yards. Looked like there was a window there to open and go through, but it closed quickly. And it'll be a turnover on downs for the Warriors. And the Mavericks now, with 9:34 to go here in the second quarter, will have an opportunity to see if they can grab a lead out of this game.
Yeah, it was a nice play by Bryce Mundy off his defensive line position to close that hole on Martinez. It opened up a little bit, but closed just as quickly as it opened.
So back out onto the field come the white-clad Mavs. They're in their white uniforms with the blue and green trim. Looks like gray slacks under their silverish helmets. Handoff straight up the middle and running with good room to the left side for about 5 or 6 yards. That is number 30.
It's Van Giesen again.
It is Van Giesen, 34. We should have his number down. He's been getting most of the handoffs at this point. Van Giesen, they're going to give him 6 yards out of that. Dawson Wall quarterbacking. Gets the snap. Handoff again, straight ahead, and I believe that's Van Giesen that gets maybe another yard.
And he goes nowhere as Max William wrapped him up and dropped him in the backfield.
No fake on the handoff there. It was pretty obvious right up front that he was going to go with him and didn't move with it. So it'll be 3rd down and 3 coming up for the Mavericks on their own 34-yard line. So it could be a quick possession if they can't convert here. Wall back to pass, fires over the middle, gets it out into the flat for first down yardage and then some. Racing down and pulling it in at the 45, across the 50 and down to about the 48 or 49-yard line of the Warriors was Trevin Hardy, wide receiver.
That was number 10, Rogers.
Oh,
there.
Rogers.
Yeah. 1-0.
1-0. I got the 1. I didn't see the 0. That was Rogers, Colin Rogers. They're going after him again, and is going to overthrow him down the right sideline. Favorite target has been Rogers tonight for Wall.
That time, nice coverage by Spencer Allen.
2nd down and a full 10 coming up. The Mavericks at the Meridian 49. So just at midfield. But both these teams showing that they're not afraid to put this ball in the air.
No, absolutely not. And both quarterbacks have strong arms.
Well, Wall gives it off this time to Van Giesen, and he'll drive forward for about 5. They're going to get him to the 44-yard line. So he picks up half that distance after that first down incompletion. So 3rd and a long 5 coming up as they're just inside the 45.
Corbin Meissner on the tackle for the Warriors.
Wall out of the shotgun, waiting for the snap. Now he looks to the sidelines. Looks like he's going to audible and change his offensive play. Steps up, now steps back into the shotgun. Looks both directions. He's going to look to air it out downfield. He's being chased in the backfield, and he's going to be wrapped up and dropped at the 50-yard line. That's number 33.
Jaden White right there.
Boy, White just came from one side. One of his teammates had already kind of collapsed the pocket from the opposite side, and Wall could not get away. It'll be 4th down and 11 right at the 50-yard line, and at least the early indication is that the Meridian Warriors will be back to receive. They're sending back Is that Landon Eason?
It is number 1.
1. That is Eason. 6'1", 195-pound senior. To get the anticipated jump, and we have a stoppage of play.
Timeout by the Warriors.
Okay, so no flags. We just did have the stoppage of play. So Meridian, I don't know, they thinking maybe that they saw something that was going to be a fake coming at them?
Well, when the Mavericks came out, their line was spread out, and I think that kind of threw off the Meridian special teams there a little bit. And Coach Zamberlin just wants to make sure that everything is in place. Watch the fake and obviously try not to let the Mavericks flip the field too much here on 4th down.
You still have 7 minutes to go here in the second quarter. You have a 7-3 lead and the opportunity to do something with that football here in the last 7 minutes. And it's, of course, a lot easier to operate from the 25 or 30 than it is from the 1 or the 2.
Yes, it is, absolutely. And that's where the Warriors don't want to end up right now, is in the shadow of their own goalpost.
They've already made some changes. They've sent a different man back. Now deep is number 13 for the, that is Corbin Freeze, who's back deep now for the Warriors.
We'll call a timeout. That's an interesting change right there.
Still a very spread line by the Warriors, getting ready for this punt. And then they have, is it 3 or 4 about 6 yards in front of the punter.
Yeah, those safety blockers there set up.
So if anything comes through quick, they've got somebody to pick them up. And maybe out of the split, they think they can get downfield penetration. The punt is a beauty, but a little too beautiful. It goes all the way into the end zone. So a 49-yard punt. And unfortunately, that means that pigskin's coming out. So the net is not as good as Meridian was hoping for there.
No, 29-yard net punt is not what you're looking for out of your kicker. Just couldn't get the bounce there. Instead of hitting at the 3 and dying, it hit at the 3 and took a Meridian bounce into the end zone.
If it had died, it would have been a spectacular punt.
Yes, it would have.
He had lots of height under that, and there was nothing to really do with it defensively. Quarterback Zeke Martinez coming in from the near sideline and ready to see if he can get the Warriors rolling again here. They've moved down the field on each of their possessions a bit, but turned it over on downs last time. Handoff and racing to the 20-yard line and maybe getting a yard. Martinez with the handoff wide to 23 Del Rio, and he, they're going to give him a mark to the 21, it appears. So it'll call it 2nd down and 9 coming up from the Warriors deep in their own territory. 6:35 remaining here in the second quarter. A 7-3 lead for the Warriors of Meridian. Trying to advance past the semifinals. Last year they fell in the semifinals. Kind of the dark horse last year, but this year they're the favorite. The handoff right up the middle and picking up another 2 or 3 yards, but the running is getting a little bit more sticky inside than it was originally. Del Rio again on the handoff. This time he went off left tackle, and they're going to give Michelle actually with the carry. Del Rio was doing some blocking, and so a 4-yard pickup and 3rd and 5 coming up for the Warriors.
Yeah, like you said, both of these defensive lines are starting to close those gaps really well up front, making it a little tougher to get some running room inside the blockers.
It's amazing how sometimes linemen can pick up on the rhythm of that offensive group. But there's a break up the middle at the 40 and out to the 49-yard line, and that one is 22. That is Byington, I believe.
Yep, it was, and Ackley saving the touchdown right there on the tackle.
Boy,
deep in the
Byington,
secondary.
when he hits that hole, has an explosion. That's
Yes,
the
he does.
one thing different than him and the others. They have a little more room, maybe power, but Byington really hits that hole. And a huge pickup for Byington all the way to the 49. It'll be 1st and 10. And still with 5:13 to go, the Warriors probably wouldn't mind if they simply took the next 5 minutes to take this one down the rest of the way.
Not. As long as you put some points on the board doing it, they'd be happy.
That certainly is more the motif that Coach Zamberlin works with. Of course, he's not afraid to take a big hit and a big score to begin with, and a big drive on 1st down. That was his Del Rio. And he'll get 6, 7, maybe 8 yards. They're going to get him all the way to the 43-yard line, where it'll be 2nd down and 2 for Meridian. They are in Maverick territory for the third time tonight.
And he took another shot right there from the safety for the Mavericks at the end of that run. Good job being able to hold on to the ball, though it came out after he was down.
There's some hitting going on down there.
Yes, there is.
As cold as it is, that's got to just kind of rake through you. And they're not going to get a first down on the sweep attempt to the outside. Del Rio is brought down for about a yard loss, maybe a 2-yard loss, all the way back to the 45. So it'll be 3rd down and 4 coming up for the Warriors. So
it was Ivan Perkins that came on the linebacker blitz there and just picked the right hole to go in.
3rd and 4 is always a difficult play to guess as an announcer, because it's certainly a runnable play. It's not too long to go with the running game, particularly the way Meridian hits, but it may be an opportunity for Martinez to pass it off. No, he's going to hand it off. A little delay, and down yardage going to be picked up all the way to the 35-yard line. That is number 24, St. Michel. So Michel looked like he was going to be stopped at about the line of scrimmage, but he just kept driving and then broke free for another 8 yards.
And Caden Connors had to make another tackle from his DB position.
Yeah, you don't really want to see your DBs being your leading tacklers in a running game.
Not. And right now he might be.
1st and 10, Meridian at the Maverick 36-yard line. Martinez sets back softly. Now he fires down the middle of the field, and he just simply throws that one away. He had a man out there. I believe that was number 88 again. That would be Henry Hayner, but he had 2 defenders on him.
He was looking for Byington. He was looking for Byington out in the flat, but a good job by the linebacker to recognize that's where he was going and immediately covered up Byington, taking that option away. So as you said, Martinez just really threw that one away.
Yeah, Hayner was kind of the decoy, I guess. He drew the safeties, but he wasn't free. He was, like that might have been one of those, if he'd badly underthrown it, he might have had a completion.
He may have.
Yeah. Martinez brings it back to the near side. Handoff went to the right. Yardage is there, but I think we're going to be backing this one up because we've got Laundry at about the point where the handoff was made in the backfield.
Shot
block called on the offensive line. Oh, that's costly. We said penalties were a factor last week that helped keep Middleton in touch with Meridian. I think the Warriors ended up winning that one, 18-7 or something, but they 18-6. So,
when a lineman's engaged with a defender, another lineman can't come in and take his legs out on the block, and that's exactly what happened right there.
You know, that rule doesn't apply in the backyard football.
Yeah, it does not. It's perfectly legal.
Speaking of that, Thanksgiving coming up, and that big Thanksgiving backyard football game.
So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 25 now for the Warriors.
Ooh, long distance. Costly. So they've had all the penalties so far in this one.
Yeah, all 4 of them.
Yep. The first 3 were shorties, but this one is a biggie. Martinez comes out to the near side, gets it to Byington, and Byington's going to race it into the he's going to get first down territory all the way down to the 24-yard line. That's 22. Riley Byington again shifting gears and then just boom. It's like having that turbocharger in your car.
And that's exactly what he did. That was just meant to pick up short yardage, but he was able to break from his first attempted tackler, and there was nobody else there for him, and he just took it all the way down to first down territory inside the 25-yard line.
He's got it at the 24, so 3rd and long has not been a factor for Meridian tonight for the most part. Martinez with another handoff, going back to Byington. Might as well go with the one who brought you. Excuse me, that's not Byington, that's Del Rio off the left side. And Del Rio will pick up good yardage inside the 20. He's going to be down to the 18. It'll be 2nd down and 4 coming up.
Yeah, tackle made by McBride there, but again, another defensive back making a tackle for the Mavericks on the running game.
Warriors breaking out. Let's see. Again, Martinez under center. Handoff goes back to Byington, and he'll have first down yardage inside the 15-yard line. Going to get it down to about the 13, it appears. Another first down. Like I said, that Byington is just like one step quicker.
Yeah. Yeah, he waits nicely for his blocks to take form, and once he finds that little bit of room, he just kicks it into fifth gear and hits that hole hard.
So 1st and 10 for the Warriors, 1:19 to go. We talked about using the clock. That's what they're doing right now. They go back to Del Rio. Del Rio starts left and cuts back inside. He'll get close to the 10. Looks like it'll be the 11, and Meridian's going to call timeout with 1:08 to go here in the first half. They have the ball at the 11. It's 2nd down and 8. They can get it new first down at about the 3-yard line.
That was Grizzle on the tackle there. Nice job there. Meridian takes their 2nd timeout of the half, so still 1 timeout to go with 1:08 left in the half.
And they still have the possession, as we talked about using that clock.
Yep.
They started this one at their own 20 and have moved downfield. Bob's Bicycles in Fairview and Boise is family-owned since 1979, and their selection of mountain bikes, road bikes, BMX, cruisers, and comfort bikes are second to none. Whether online at bobbicycle.com or on the showroom floor, Bob's Bicycles will have the bike, accessories, and clothing to fit your needs. And they have in-store financing, 6 months, no interest. Stop in, say hi to Vern. Bob's Bicycles, serving Idaho for more than 40 years and proud to support Idaho student athletes, and proud to be part of this broadcast tonight here on IdahoSports.com. I want to thank you for joining us wherever you are in the Treasure Valley, behind either of these teams, or maybe some family that's a little bit further outside the area, checking in on what your kids are doing. They're doing great right now. We've got a Donnybrook of a ball game. It's 7-3 Meridian, and but the Warriors threatening to see if they can take this to a 2-score lead.
And they do get the ball to start the second half.
The old 8-minute middle.
That's right. We talked about that last week when we were out at Weiser.
Splitting wide out. One receiver goes wide to the right. I expect we're going to keep it inside. And it's right up the middle. And does he get into the end zone? He does. Byington, his 2nd touchdown of the ball game. This one from 11 yards out. And it looked like he was going to be stopped. And for all the speed that Riley has, he also can put on a little bit of muscle when he needed to at the end.
Yeah, drug 2 defenders into the end zone with him, was just able to lunge at the last second to break the goal line.
Well, we said they had a minute to work with. They only used about 7 seconds of that. Now Vargas in to kick the extra point. See if you can make this an 11-point game. Boy, both these kickers have got toes.
Yes,
they're getting them up. They're getting them up quick. Vargas has it home, and with 1:01 to go in the first half, it is Meridian 14 and Mountain View 3. Donna Jaka is a senior mortgage banker with PacRes Mortgage, committed to working with clients from a never-give-up mindset. Donna is a native Idahoan who's worked in mortgage lending for 25 years. PacRes Mortgage is licensed in 33 states and offers a variety of lending choices to suit client needs. They even do all their underwriting and processing in-house to streamline the process. Stop in at 119 East Calderwood Drive in Meridian, or give her a call at 639-7145. Donna Jeka at Pacific Residential Mortgage. Proud to support Mountain View Athletics. Donna Jeka, PacRes Mortgage, NMLS 1477.
And we just got an update from Rocky Mountain. They're all tied up at 7 each there in the second quarter.
So we've got 2 great semifinal games going on here, about 6 miles apart from each other.
I think if we looked hard enough through the trees, we can see the stadium lights at Rocky.
They just need to get a bigger scoreboard so we can just see it from here. That'd be kind of cool. So speaking of bigger scoreboard, we got a moon starting to peek up over Bogus Basin right now that may be beautiful. I don't know if it'll be the beaver blood moon we had earlier this week, but it could be special. The kick's going to go out of bounds just. And that was patience on Mountain View's part, because that thing was headed to the end zone, it appeared, and it finally goes out at about the 4-yard line. And they just simply let it go, and when you're back at the 5, you might as well let it go, because if it goes into the end zone, you're going to get it up further, and if it goes out of bounds, you get even a better spot.
Yeah, but luckily that did go out of bounds, because the Meridian special teams was bearing down on that ball, and that was live.
You always kind of forget about it. You think, well, I haven't touched it yet, so it's okay. No, on the kickoff, it is live once it goes to the 10 yards, and So Meridian will now set up defensively, but the Mavericks have 1 minute and 1 second to go and 65 yards to traverse. See if they can get back on the board before the break. Wall going to air it out. Fires to the far side of the field, going up high. That pass was overthrown a little bit, and it was intended for number 18. Well, I missed
Number
the 18
10.
and the 10 again. So Rogers does not get the completion. It's an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Wall now fires out into the flat. This is the number 13. I can tell that 10 and the 18 is not. It is 13 for the Mavericks, and that is Devin Schmidt. Schmidt, a senior, 5'10", 180 pounds.
There's a flag on the field.
Okay.
That could be, I think they were blocking downfield just a little too early, were the Mountain View receivers. We'll see what the call is here.
Little flare out, almost a screen out there, and at least members of the Meridian team say, yeah, it's on them.
Could be one of those elusive offensive pass interference, and it is.
Offensive pass interference. Okay, interesting. That's the first penalty against Mountain View in this football game.
Yes, it is.
It comes with 50 seconds to go before halftime, and it'll be a march off of 15 yards. So all of a sudden, they're now faced with a first down, actually second down. And 25. Now, we were at that stage here a few moments ago with Meridian thinking they had a hole to get out of, and they got out of it quickly with Byington. Let's see if they Mavericks can do something. They're going to give a handoff right up the middle, and I think maybe play this a little bit more conservative.
Yeah.
Don't want to gamble and possibly give the ball back to the Warriors before the intermission, knowing they're also going to get it at the start of the second half.
Yeah, just play smart ball here. Don't give the Warriors any more momentum than they already have going in at halftime.
Don't want to panic. The clock is running. We're down inside 25 seconds to go in the first half. I have the feeling this may be the last play of the first half, unless the Mavericks come up with something, really surprising and a big break. They send 3 receivers to the right side of the field. High snap to Wall, but the handoff will go inside, and straight ahead goes Van Griesen, and Van Griesen will get nearly back to the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 4th down at about 12 or 13 at the 33-yard line, and that is the end of the first half. The Mavericks do play it a little bit more conservative. They're back in their own territory, and they let this one go. So at halftime, it is the Meridian Warriors, the number 1 ranked team in the state, in the 5A division of the state of Idaho, with a 14-3 lead over the Mavericks of Mountain View. We'll be back shortly to recap this first half and check out the rest of the state playoffs in Idaho high school football.
Ads like this keep popping up, but I see through the hype because those vape clouds people claim are just water vapor contain as many as 31 different chemicals, like formaldehyde, the stuff they preserve dead bodies with. And while the flavors sound all harmless, we still have no idea what these ingredients could be doing to our bodies. But I already see vaping for exactly what it is. Get the real facts at BehindTheHaze.com.
We're Valley-wide Country Store. For 100 years, we've been your number 1 choice for food, fuel, farm supplies, and just about everything else you could need to get you through your day. We know you work until the job is done, and so do we. For gas on the go, or a little extra to help you get down the road, you can count on us. We are proud to employ your neighbors and to be a cornerstone of your community. We're Valley-wide. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. We're here for you.
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho for as low as $0 a month. If you're as speechless as I am right now, say nothing. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
through storms and bad weather, sure as the sun.
Welcome. These are hot chocolate milk. You're welcome.
From the desert to the freezing cold, wish I could see it from the stars.
Your bagels and cream cheese. Can I get you anything else?
Good to go.
Okay, great. Try it out.
We're working together to build a more sustainable future. Learn more at unbottled.com.
I'm Jen Miguel-Tyler, and I'm from Moscow. I think it's really important to get vaccinated because it's not just about me and my health, it's about the people around me. We have a lot of friends who have disabilities or have different health conditions. I want to make sure I don't make anyone sick. So we chose to get vaccinated to keep each other healthy.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
We are back at Meridian High School. It is halftime, and the Warriors, the number one ranked 5A team in the state of Idaho high school football ranks, is leading Mountain View 14-3 in an inter-district matchup here at Meridian High School. Elsewhere, we understand Rigby and Rocky Mountain, about 6 miles to the north of us, are tied up in a 7-7 battle late in the first half of that football game. So that's where the 5A ranks look like right now. And we've had quite a ball game here, Clay Hatfield, between the Warriors and the Mavericks. You get the feeling that if the Warriors hadn't kind of shot themselves in the foot a couple of times, they might have a bigger lead in this. But they've been able to muscle them to a 14-3 lead, and they're going to get the kickoff in the second half.
Yeah, 4 penalties in that first half against them, and just kind of mental mistakes with false starts. And then there was another one with the chop block that didn't cost them. Yeah, but didn't cost them. They were able to convert that that second and 25.
Yes, it was.
Able to convert that and score a touchdown with it to finish up the half.
Well, and with Riley Byington explosive, whether receiving or running, he's actually scored both of the touchdowns for the Warriors here in the first half to give him that lead and that opportunity. We understand, talking with Mike Leclama from the Idaho Statesman, that they confirmed that the 5A championship game will be played next week at Bronco Stadium.
Yeah.
Now, whether it'll be Friday or Saturday will all depend on how many other games end up in this part of the state and how they decide to package them, whether they make double headers or try to split them up into different sides.
And I think if I looked up the brackets correctly, if I remember correctly, there's only a maximum of 2 games that will be played here if everything falls right. Well, there will be 2 games that will be played here because the 3A championship will be in the Valley as well.
Right, because whoever, Homedale or Weiser, would be taking off teams from the east, and last year that was played down at Hull. So the 3A would be here, and the 4A,
I believe
not sure.
is east. I believe is with an east-west matchup. I think it favors the east this year.
But I was trying to think. They last year it was an all-east matchup last year in the 4A, so I'm not sure how that would work out this year, because that was, I think, almost the entire playoffs were held last year at Holt.
Yes, I believe they were. Just about.
And of course, they're having a lot of games tonight. They actually had a game last night. Oakley is already the first team to punch a ticket to the state championships in the 1A Division 1, as they had a surprisingly close game with Cary in the first game last night. And we understand in a game that started earlier tonight in the fourth quarter in the 4A ranks, and it's final now, defending state champion Skyline.
42-28 over Sandpoint, so Skyline has punched their ticket now. And Bishop Kelly is leading 21-0 going into the half against Minico. So right now it looks like a Skyline Bishop Kelly matchup next week.
And that could be a great one. Skyline's got some great, particularly offensive ball players, and Bishop Kelly has just been, much like Meridian, has been a smothering defensive beast all year in the 4A ranks. You know, nobody expects a car accident, but when they happen, since 1982, Mike Miniger's Auto Body has been there to take the stress out of the accident process from a start to finish guarantee. They'll take care of all the insurance, restore your vehicle to pre-loss condition, and guarantee those repairs for as long as you own your car. Mike Miniger's Auto Body, 4660 Chinden Boulevard, or at BoiseAutoBody.com. Mike Miniger's Auto Body, a proud sponsor of Idaho High School student athletes. You know, whether you're looking for ways to increase your home security or need to create a safe space for Fido to play, you can trust Robel Fence. For more than 45 years, Robel Fence has built stunning fences for homeowners in the Treasure Valley, from chain link and ornamental iron to vinyl and cedar. Their fencing contractors can do it all. Call 208-571-6800 or visit RobelFence.com to schedule your free estimate today. And I want to make an apology. I mispronounced the name of Donna Jacob earlier when I was talking about Pacific Residential Mortgage, and sorry for that, Donna, and we will get it right the next time around here too. We certainly are so thankful of all the sponsors, including Big Judd's, Bob's Bicycle, Pacific Residential Mortgage, Hal Orthodontics, Steve's Hometown, Robel Fence, and Mike Miniger Auto. Those are all local sponsors who help to make this broadcast possible, along with our statewide sponsors, Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, and the Idaho Transportation Department, and also Valleywide Cooperative and your local Toyota dealers. So we want to remind you that at the end of the game tonight, we'll be naming the IdahoSports.com, Idaho Transportation Department Project Shift Player of the Game. And, of course, statistically, at least early going, I think we got a little leader, but he certainly hasn't run away with it yet.
No, he's run away with it. Nice job there. I see what you did. Yeah, it's still plenty of time for somebody else to get their name on this player of the game. We still got the whole second half to play.
But Riley Byington certainly with the start, as he's picked up a couple of touchdowns from about the 10-yard range, and a couple of big breaks to actually get first down yardage, including a pass reception that he was able to take when it was like 3rd and 25, and made something out of that. So that'll be a big factor. Taking a look at the rest of the state playoffs, if you're at home and you're not exactly sure what's going on, IdahoSports.com bringing you all the semifinals across the state tonight and tomorrow. In fact, half of the state semifinals are to be played tomorrow.
Yeah.
Both the 5As are here tonight. Obviously, Rocky Mountain and Rigby, as we said, last we heard, tied at 7-7 late in the first half. Here it's Meridian 14-7. Bishop Kelly with the 21-0 lead over Minico. And Skyline with a win already posted in the 4A semifinals against Sandpoint tonight.
Yep, 42-28 that final.
I'm trying to think that was a rematch of last year's championship.
Oh,
Skyline beat Sandpoint in the championship game a year ago. That's right. And about the same margin, I think, in that regard. The 3As are all tomorrow, and they're going to be wild ones because Sugar Salem and Homedale have had this thing going for like the last 4 or 5 years. And usually it's been in the championship game. Last year they met in the semifinals, and Sugar Salem got Homedale again. And they're wanting to take out Teton tomorrow so they get a shot at either Homedale or Weiser, which took the title away from Sugar Salem last year in double overtime.
But they have to make it past a really tough Teton team tomorrow in order to do that.
It's going to be very interesting. When I looked at the early scores this year for Sugar Salem, though, they were posting some numbers against 4A schools that were just almost unbelievable. And so they're loaded, but Homedale's done the same thing for the most part. I think their only loss this season was at Sandpoint.
Yeah,
so they've certainly had there. In the 2A ranks, Bear Lake is at Westside. They're at Holt Arena. And those two teams met early in the year. Westside, I think the 2 or 3 time defending 2A champions, but Bear Lake knocked them off early in the year, so it's the only loss Westside has. They've had to come the back door, but they meet in the semifinals tomorrow, and Firth and Aberdeen. So that's an all-Eastern 2A finals.
And I did check the brackets. If if it's for the 4A, if it's in East and West, it'll be played at Holt Arena.
Okay.
So if Bishop Kelly holds on to win, then they'll be traveling to Holt Arena to face Skyline.
Skyline. So Skyline actually has solidified that tonight,
Yeah.
and we're in that position. If Sandpoint had won, it probably would have headed up north to the Kibbe Dome. So Bishop Kelly's going to have to win this one on the road,
Yep.
assuming they
hold
continue
on.
to get
Yeah.
past Minico here tonight.
And those are the only, the 5A and the 3A will be the only two games that will be played in the Valley, two championship games.
And we do not know exactly where the 3A will be.
Yeah. Or when it will be.
Yeah. Again, typically they really do try to keep to the Friday night things, it seems like, for the finals. But, boy, as cold as things have been, all of a sudden, daytime on Saturday doesn't sound like a bad
Sounds
deal. And
terrible.
Bronco Stadium's available, which it is, because the Broncos are at Wyoming next week when they should be wrapping up the Mountain Division of the Mountain West Conference.
Yes, they should be.
Should be.
They should be.
They should be doing that.
Should.
But they got to take care of business tomorrow night in Reno and make sure that trip to Laramie, which can be a bear, that'll be interesting. Not quite certain of this team this year, but they certainly have turned a corner somewhere. And I know they were disappointed with the loss last week, but there's a lot of youth in that team too. So.
There is, and that's one thing that they really have going for them is they are a young team, so they're getting a lot of experience being successful on the field with building that experience. So we could be looking at another solid Bronco team.
Yep, that's what, of course, most of us here in the state root for. And, of course, if you're from North Idaho or if you're from the legal profession here in the Valley, you're a Vandal fan, and all of a sudden they've got something to root for.
Yes, they do. The Vandals having a great year themselves.
I believe they've, trying to think, they just have Idaho State left. They picked up a big win last week. Or do they have UC Davis this week?
Yeah, I think they have two games
Yeah,
left.
they have UC Davis and then Idaho State to finish with, and they need a win against UC Davis probably to give themselves a real good shot at making the 1AA playoffs this year. There could be 4 to 5 teams in the Big Sky rank there, and their only loss in conference came at Sacramento in a game that they nearly pulled out, and Sacramento's ranked number 2 in the nation right now. And Rocky Mountain now up 14-13 on Rigby. So we've got 2 5A games that are pretty good, and they have just not quite gone to halftime, so it's 14-13 at Rocky, and we're just about ready to start a second half here because we had a little more running maybe.
Yes, we do. Definitely, and that running chews up clock like nothing else, and I imagine the second half we'll see more of it, at least from Meridian. We might see Mountain View go a little bit more to the air since they're down a couple scores, but no reason to panic yet. It's only 11.
Well, and that's why this very first possession of the second half is so critical for both of these teams, because Meridian, if they can take 5-6 minutes off the clock, even if it's no more than a field goal, but if they can get to a 2.5 score lead and use a lot of clock getting there, they're going to be really where they want to be. On the other side, if Mountain View can stop Meridian from making that initial drive of this second half, and then it's an open game again.
Yeah, absolutely. And you talked about the middle 8, and here we are in the second half of that middle 8. The last 4 minutes of the second quarter, the first 4 minutes of the third quarter are really important, and they're critical right now for both of these teams. Meridian has a chance to really kind of blow this game open, and Mountain View is going to try to prevent that from getting out of control.
If you're sitting there at home, of course, our broadcast here for the semifinals are all audio, but that doesn't mean you can't get a taste of what it looks like on the field. But just go on your screen there and check out the photography. We have IdahoSports.com photographers all over the state at most all of the semifinal matches here tonight. You can also check out what they did during the quarterfinals. That's there. So come back later in the week and you can pick up some of the semifinal photographs that are being taken of these great high school teams and get yourself really jacked up for a 5A state championship game that will be at Bronco Stadium on Friday or Saturday. And there's going to be a Meridian school in that championship game, maybe 2.
Maybe 2, and wouldn't that be something? 2 rivals facing off against each other. But before that can happen, Rocky Mountain has to get past the defending state champions in Rigby, and Rigby will not go down without a fight.
They will not. I watched them last week take apart Eagle, and we have to remember Rigby is looking for their 4th consecutive trip to the championship game, and they've won 2 of the last 3. Having lost to Rocky Mountain in the finals 2 years ago.
Yeah, it's a program that definitely knows how to win and knows how to perform in the playoffs. they're not under pressure. They go in there with a lot of experience. It's not new to them. So that can go a long way for a team.
That would be an interesting game going over there because both those teams have a lot of depth. Rigby, a tremendous amount. But the thing that surprised me about Rigby is they're like these two teams. They've got a lot of sophomores and juniors that play, and play a lot. And so you're going, are these four the same four we're going to be dealing with for how many years now?
However long, at least 2 more.
Well, they certainly have programs going, and Coach Gonzalez down there at Rigby has obviously put together quite a squad and quite a tradition, and they travel well. I tell you, there was a big group of Rigby folks at the game at Eagle last week, and I'm sure they're back here in Boise, just up the road here from where we are tonight. And we've got, of course, good crowd on both sides here tonight because they didn't have far to travel.
No, just jumping to the other side of the freeway to the Mountain View fans, and they came out in numbers. We're looking across here, and the entire visitor section is packed. Great student section that have been on their feet this entire game.
These two schools, I guess you call them cousin schools, but they're the closest of the cousins because Mountain View came primarily out of Meridian when it was created. And Rocky Mountain kind of came out of Centennial, and then, of course, Rocky Mountain spawned out of Eagle, and, of course, now Owyhee spawned out. This is the biggest school district in the state of Idaho, the West Ada, and they've got 3 of the 4 finalists here. And we have a field goal. You can hear from the far side the Mountain View fans yelling. That kickoff just was a line drive from the 40 all the way through the uprights. So Meridian will start at their 20. And that's the worst field position they've had with the exception of once.
Yes, it is. And we'll see what they can do with it here. First possession of the second half, going left to right on the screen.
In fact, I'll take that back. I think it is their worst. We were talking about getting pinned back deep, and the punt went through the end zone. So they ended up back at the 20. So this matches their worst field position. Quick handoff and diving straight forward for the Warriors for about 3 yards. That'd be
that's Byington
again.
Yeah.
We'll see if we see a lot of Byington. For him, that was a short gain. A lot of defenders were in the way. Give him a 3-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd down and 7 coming up from the 23-yard line. Just underway, second half. It's a 14-3 Meridian lead over the Mavericks of Mountain View. Breaking outside to the left and, to the right, and all the way across the 30 to the 32 is Del Rio, and he gets enough for the first down.
Wyatt Farnsworth there on the tackle for the Mavericks.
So Del Rio and the Warriors with another first down. And Meridian has moved very well from their own end of the field.
Yeah, they really have.
They've stalled a little bit once they've gotten into Maverick territory, but they've been able to get it across the goal line twice, and that gives them an 11-point lead here as we're just 1 minute into the second half. Little counter play. I believe that's Del Rio again. Nope, it's Byington. Byington will get 3 yards. I think he's probably getting a little bit more attention after his breaks in the first half, and that's where, of course, the Warriors can turn to one of their other running backs. They've got a lot of options.
Yeah, had to be one of the adjustments that they made, Coach Compton made at halftime, was don't let Byington beat us.
Well, he's given him the lead, and he gave him 3 yards on that play. So 2nd and 7 coming up for the Warriors, up to the line of scrimmage. Again, Martinez under center. He's going to air it out. He's taking it downfield, coming back and getting the reception at the 32-yard line is Byington.
How about that? Out of the backfield, streaking downfield. And made the adjustment in the air as that ball was underthrown.
If there'd been a little bit more air under that, he might have been able to take that because he had a step on the defenders, but he kind of went up and had to hold back to pull that one in. But another big reception for Byington. At its 1st and 10 for the Warriors at the Mountain View 32-yard line.
And Martinez let that one go under pressure. He took a hit as soon as he let it go.
Yeah, he saw it coming right at him. Handoff to Del Rio. He'll skitter to the left and we'll get a yard or two. Maybe they'll give him to the 31, so we'll call it a 1-yard pickup. So 2nd and 9 coming up for the Warriors.
Tackle made by the Mavericks, number 20, Wyatt Farnsworth.
You're hearing a lot of the same names here.
Yeah.
And we're hearing a lot of secondary players.
Yeah, a lot of second and third
making
level.
those tackles. The Warriors not getting stopped at the line of scrimmage very often here. Again, quick to the set. Martinez going to keep it. He's going to roll inside. He's going to break a tackle as he goes inside the 20-yard line. Looked like he's going to be stopped a couple yards short, and then he just kind of skittered a little bit to the left side, turned his shoulders, and got another 5 yards down to the 19.
Yeah, just a little delay keeper there. Martinez dropped back, pump faked with his shoulders, let the line do their job, and then just hit that hole.
He saw lots of space, and he wasn't touched for the first 5 yards. So 1st and 10 for the Warriors, and just inside the 20, so they've reached the red zone again. And so far tonight, 2 for 2 in the red zone. Martinez, handoff right up the middle, and driving forward.
Number 24.
Okay, I was totally confused there because the real tackle action was going all the way down the field, all the way down to about the 10-yard, and that was the lineman that was being tackled down there.
Yeah.
So Michelle picks up about 9 yards all the way down to the 11-yard line. And Martinez does a tremendous job of hiding that ball and
really
carrying
does.
through. When he gives it up, he still makes it look like he's got it and trying to give it to somebody else. He does that again, handoffs inside, and we have first down and the 1st and goal coming up for the Warriors. They're going to mark it at about the 6.5-yard line. That is Byington again with another first down. So let's see. Will Byington roll for the trifecta here?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
Will he roll for Byington for the trifecta? He's got a couple of touchdowns. This would be the shortest one of the bunch.
Yes, this would be, and I would not be surprised at all to see it in Byington's hands. And there it is in Byington's hands.
But he's not going to make it in, and Mountain View is saying that they recovered the football. They think that the ball was fumbled, but the officials are indicating that it was down.
Yeah.
So Byington will get 2. We'll put it at the 3-yard line, so it'll be 2nd and goal for Meridian.
Meridian's bringing in a jumbo package here. I just saw number 33 for the Warriors. That's big number Jaden White, 6'1", 230-pound defensive lineman checking into the ball game.
Let's see if they put him in the backfield or kind of a quick set. They want to do power here. You call it jumbo line. It's a pretty loaded line. Handoff goes to the second man, and cutting through, and I believe, nope, not getting in. I thought he did. Started right and then cutting back in. That is Del Rio, and he'll be stopped at the 1. So 3rd down coming up for the Warriors. 3rd and 1 at the 1. What a huge, huge opportunity here for the Mavericks to actually stand up and deny Meridian. After the Warriors have driven 79 yards, they got 1 more yard to go to try to take a 3-score lead. Martinez with a handoff and busting through.
Del
Rio gets the touchdown for 1 yard out. So the Warriors have now moved out to a 17-point lead. They can make it 18 with Vargas's extra point coming. And we are 5:55. We talked about using the clock here in the second half. They just took half of the third quarter on that one drive.
And more importantly, they put up points too.
So the 1 yard run by Del Rio at the 5:55 mark. The Vargas kick looks. I may have got a hand. Someone may have got a hand on it. It was high enough, but it was deflected to the left. But it's 20-3 in favor of the Meridian Warriors after the 1 yard Del Rio run. 5:55 to go. It is Meridian 20 and the Mavericks 3. Big Jed's one of the most fun and unique dining experiences in Idaho. They hand-make burger patties every day and use only fresh local produce. And, of course, Big Judd's only uses Idaho potatoes for the famous fresh-cut fries. By the way, if you're up to the challenge, try the Big Judd special world-famous 1-pound burger with all the fixins, plus a basket of large fries. Finish in less than 30 minutes, and you get your picture on the Wall of Fame.
Absolutely no way I could do that.
Are we going to handle that tonight?
Jeez. Maybe the two of us might be able to.
I don't think
me alone.
I don't think we could double team this one. Stop in and say hi. Big Judd's at 3030 East Overland, right by the Majestic Theaters in Meridian. And don't forget to check out Big Judd's online at bigjudds.com. Big Judd's in Meridian, proud to support student athletics and give you a burger treat. I have had the smaller burgers, and they are fine.
They're good, yeah.
They are fine. Kickoff going to be taken at the 2-yard line by the Mavericks. Let's see if they can get a big return and break something loose up to the 15, out to the 20, now to the 24-yard line. And rolled down and secured there is number 4, McBride. So McBride gets the return. Decent field position, but the Mavericks have a long ways to go, and they only have about 16 minutes to play.
Yeah.
Actually, about 18, I guess.
That was a huge time-eating drive by the Warriors to start the second half.
And I think that has been pretty stereotypical of how Meridian has become undefeated, and the number 1 ranked team in the state is pounding the football and smothering defense. And they certainly have not allowed. The Mavericks have had a couple of big plays, but they haven't been able to capitalize on them as the defense is cut down. Now, Wall's going to try to break this out, and he fires downfield. He had a receiver out there that had a step or two, but he could not catch up with it. It was overthrown. It was intended for Patwell. Mackay Patwell had the step maybe on his defenders, but there were 2 of them back there, so Wall had to really fire it over the top.
And fired it just a little too far over the top, overthrew the receiver by about 2 or 3 yards.
Dawson Wall calling signals, receivers 3 to the top of the field, and they're going to come with a crossing pattern with the completion out to the 31-yard line. Wall catches 21, Patwell again, Mackay Patwell. I think Patwell is the counter to Byington on Meridian, has the speed and versatility at receiver or running back. Handoff goes inside, and boy, what a stop made. And there's a bunch of Meridian defenders that are jacked right now
that was
because
Max
of the
William
hit.
Right there, just laying the wood on the runner.
Max William took down the running back at the line, in fact, in the backfield at the 31. And Million, he got up and he was feeling that. And he was feeling it to the end of his toes, and I think the running back was feeling it too.
Running back even more so, got up kind of slow there, did Van Giesen.
Yeah, Williams had no problem getting up.
Yeah, no, he was jacked.
He was up. 4th down and 4 for the Mavericks at their own 31-yard line. They're going to punt this one away. And Warriors going to let it go, and a nice punt. Gets a little bit of a a Maverick bounce at the 20. We'll go down to the 27-yard line, the 17-yard line. And now we have the longest field in front of the Warriors that they've had all night, and we said that about 6 minutes ago, and they took 6 minutes and drove the field with it.
And if they do that again, they could end this third quarter with the ball and with the lead.
Yeah, now they have the lead, and they could have that lead stretched out there. In fact, if they do like they did last time, it'll be the fourth quarter before they score. And they will have taken they've taken all but a minute and 30 seconds of this quarter offensively so far.
And have scored with it too.
Yes, and let's see what they can do here. Handoff again right up the middle. And they're going to get first down yardage across the 30, the 35, and finally being wrestled down at the 34-yard line is St. Michel. And they give that quick handoff to him, and Martinez then turns and goes to his other backs, and you just keep following it. And you have to think that if you're a linebacker, you're doing the same thing. You're trying to follow it. So unless you see that ball get into that running back's hand, and he's patient, gets his blocking, 12, 15 yards.
Because you can't put a linebacker spy on everybody in the backfield. It's impossible.
No, it just isn't going to hand. They're going to spy it to the outside, and this is Byington, I believe, again, and this is Byington with a big run. Or is that Del Rio? It's Del Rio who now picks up 16, 17 yards. He was shifting gears, but didn't have quite the burst Byington had.
Yeah.
Had that same kind of start and stop, but good yardage picked up again by the Warriors. 2 straight running plays for first downs, and they're that quickly in Mountain View territory at their Maverick 43-yard line.
And the clock is still running with 3.5 left in the third.
They may be trying to score too fast here, because when you got the lead, you'll take it any way you get it. Pass goes outside from Martinez, and it's completed to number 81. That's Griffin Deere.
Kai Ackley on the tackle. Just kind of pushed him out of bounds.
Ackley have been very present on a lot of those receptions and tackles to control it. And not a first down, only an 8-yard pickup on the completion from Martinez to Deere. But it's second and short for the Warriors. Handoff again to the first man through, and he gets first down yardage down to the 32-yard line. Pickup of about 3 by St. Michel. So I'm starting to pick up a little rhythm here. If it's the first handoff, it goes to Michel. And if it's second handoff, it's going to Del Rio outside. And if it's a quick blitz, it's going to Byington.
Yep. And all 3 runners are chewing up yardage.
They are. They've all going to have, collectively, they're going to have a lot of yards here tonight. And they've done that all year long, so they don't have anybody with this, just unbelievable statistics. Del Rio again with more first down yardage. He's going to take it all the way down to the 20-yard line, so we're to the red zone again on a 13-yard pickup to Del Rio. And right now, the Warriors are looking unstoppable offensively. And I'm surprised they even attempted a pass, but it was like a run play.
Mix it up a little bit. And we got a whistle.
2 minutes and 25 seconds yet to go here. And do we have a timeout being called out on the field?
I believe we do. I haven't seen an official signal yet. No, it doesn't look like. I don't know what that whistle was about.
Well, we had someone out there with the water bottles came out and looked like we had, but now the officials are winding the clock and it's starting to roll again. 2:20 to go here in the third quarter, a 20-3 Meridian lead, and the Warriors can probably effectively start making plans for the state championship game if they can stick this in the end zone again here. We just haven't seen many folks come back with 3 or 4 touchdowns against the Warriors in the fourth quarter this year.
When they are averaging only 6 points given up on defense all season.
Yeah, you don't score that many. About a 4-yard gain. The Mavericks with the stop. It'll be second and about 6 at the, 16-yard line?
Yeah, good eyes.
When it gets really cold, the eyes kind of get skewed. It'll be Del Rio, and he's got another first down run. He picks up the 6, make it 7 and 8. He'll get it all the way down to the 9-yard line.
And how much
credit? They're going to mark it at the 8.
How much credit should this offensive line get tonight for Meridian? They have just been opening up. They've been imposing their will.
I can think only 2 times all night long that one of their backs have been touched in the backfield at all. No, they're getting lots of space, and they're finding their gaps, and they're running like a machine right now. Handoff back to Del Rio again, and he'll dive forward down to the 2-yard line. So Del Rio looking for his second score. It'll be second down and 2 coming up for the Warriors. And we have 44 seconds, so our discussion of whether it'll be in the third quarter or the fourth quarter. If they score on this snap, it'll be the third. Otherwise, it'll be in the fourth. That's assuming that in a 4-down territory, and they've got 3 shots at the end zone right now. With a 20-3 lead already, Meridian trying to advance to the state championship game this year. Handoff, it will not make it into the end zone. I believe that was Del Rio, again.
Yep.
So 3 straight carries, and he's going to be stopped at the 1-yard line. And that will be the last snap of the third quarter. We're going to take the long walk all the way down this field before we go for another 1-yard dive here. It'll be 3rd down and 1 when we return after 3 periods of play. It is Meridian 20 and the Mavericks 3, but the Warriors are on the march.
A hit in the morning, another between class, after school, and more before bed. Vaping sucks you in quick. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems everyone's talking about. That's why thousands of teens are ready to take back their life their own way with My Life, My Quit. When you sign up with us, you'll get a free and simple quit plan that makes it easier to stop vaping. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
We are back at Meridian High School, where the Warriors are just 12 minutes away from advancing to their first state championship football game in better than a decade, I believe.
Yeah. Last time they won it was 2007 when they won it all.
Yeah, that's what they're going after right now, and they're going up quickly to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd down and 1, and they're going to punch it in. Well, I didn't see anybody piled up at the line. Everyone was 3 yards into the end zone, but it took the officials forever to indicate. And it was Del Rio, I believe.
24.
Oh, 24, Michelle. So St. Michelle gets on the board. All 3 running backs have at least 1 touchdown. Michelle with a 1-yarder just 5 seconds into this 4th quarter. And the Warriors have taken control of this one, up 26-3. Vargas getting ready to tow this one up and see if he can make it a 27-3. His last one was high, but it faded left, and it looked like it might have been touched a little bit at the line of scrimmage. And again, another man diving at it, but not getting to it, and Vargas gets the extra point. So with 11:55 to go here in the football game, it is the Meridian Warriors in control of this one, 27-3 over the Mavericks of Mountain View. Howell Orthodontics in Meridian welcoming patients of all ages with their family-friendly atmosphere. From a 7-year-old's first orthodontic consultation to a teenager's braces or Invisalign treatment, all the way up to mom and dad getting their turn later in life. Howell Orthodontics will keep you smiling through all of your appointments. They also are making payment of your treatment a breeze by offering low down and 0% interest financing. Browse their website to learn more about braces, treatment solutions, and even about their awesome team members. Go to HowellOrthodontics.com and see why Howell Orthodontics creates smiles worth celebrating. You know, whether you're looking for ways to increase your home's security or need to create a safe space for Fido to play, you can trust Robel Fence. For more than 45 years, Robel Fence has built stunning fences for homeowners in the Treasure Valley. From chain link and ornamental iron to vinyl and cedar, our fencing contractors can do it all. Call 208-571-6800 or visit robelfence.com to schedule your free estimate today. The Meridian Warriors, let's see if they're as jacked for this kickoff as they are with having a 24-point lead with only 11:55 remaining here in the 4th quarter.
And they are absolutely rolling right now. Mountain View's going to need to score and score often and early.
Vargas with the kick, and it'll be going to the 5-yard line where Paxwell will try to bring it back up. He's breaking it up the near sideline. He'll get to the 45, the 50, down into the 43-yard line of the Meridian Warriors. That was number McBride with the return, not Patwell. So they got somebody else to take a shot at it, and McBride gets a quick return. Now the Mavericks have only had the ball for 90 seconds in the second half. And here we are, 16 seconds into the 4th quarter. but they do have the ball in Meridian territory at the 45-yard line. That's where they finally end up marking it.
So great field position here for the Mavericks.
Best of the night to start a possession.
And I imagine Wall's going to come out throwing here to start this possession. Just the second possession of the second half.
Handoff straight up the middle. I believe that'll be Van Giesen. Gets a couple of yards. Van Giesen gets a little bit of space. Let's see if Wall now backs out. And right now they're probably figuring Meridian's going to figure that we're going to be throwing the ball. So maybe we see if we can find a soft spot. Yeah, it's part of the chess game that makes football so fun. Handoff again to Giesen, and he's going to get first down yardage by just staying right behind the blocker and moving down. Well, I'm not sure they're going to give him the full.
No, it doesn't look like it. Looks like Van Giesen is going to come up just short of it.
They're going to mark him at the 36-yard line, so it'll be 3rd down and 1 for the Mavericks. And we got movement, and Meridian's acting like there was someone on the Mountain View line that moved, even though most of the Meridian line jumped as well. And apparently it is an infraction against the Mavericks. And boy, when you've got 3rd down and less than a yard, now all of a sudden it's 3rd down and 6. It's
and
just
that changes everything right here. Totally changes this play call for the Mavericks.
So 3rd and 6 at the 41-yard line of Meridian. Wall going to fire it out into the flat, and he had that one, I think, that tipped a little bit by number 7 for the Warriors.
Yeah, that would have been tipped by Nathan Reynolds.
Reynolds got a hand on it. 6'4", 230-pound linebacker.
And he is an absolute stud.
He got out there and had the space and had the length. Got a hand on it. So it's 4th down, and, of course, the Mavericks have got to go for it.
Yeah.
4th and 6 at the Meridian 41, trailing by 24 with less than 11 minutes to go in the game. Wall in traffic. It is going to be sacked at the 43-yard line.
That's going to be number 65, Corbin Meisner there, 6'4", 250 defensive lineman.
Wiesner was the first hit, and Max Williams adds to it, and they made sure that there was not going to be a big comeback here by the Mavericks, and the Warriors will take possession. And we do have a man down on the field right now. I believe that's one of the Mavericks.
Yeah, one of the Mavericks linemen.
And is on the field and looking to be in some pain. So that's going to halt play here for a little bit. The Warriors will be getting the football back at about their own 43-yard line with 10:35 to go and a big 24-point lead theirs. Nobody wants or expects a car accident, but when they happen, since 1982, Mike Miniger's Auto Body has been there to take the stress out of the accident process with a start-to-finish guarantee. They'll take care of all the insurance, restore your vehicle to pre-loss condition, and guarantee those repairs for as long as you own your car. Mike Miniger's Auto Body, 4660 Chinden Boulevard, or at BoiseAutoBody.com. Mike Miniger's Auto Body, proud sponsors of Idaho High School Student Athletics. Is that 65?
65.
65 leaving the field for...
That's going to be not on our roster.
Or is that a 55?
If it's 55...
Nah, it still looks like a 65 to me.
Aiden McGinnis if it's 55, but it looks like a 6. They're kind of obscured as he's getting helped off the field.
He's got a couple of trainers with their arms around him and taking him to the tent on the far side. And
hope it's not too serious.
Hopefully not. The way they were carrying him, you have to think it's a leg injury of some type.
Yeah.
Or helping him get off the field. Well, the Meridian Warriors right now not suffering any injuries and simply trying to put the hurt on their crosstown rivals here. They're not going to get anything on that opportunity, though. They try to take it right up in the middle. I believe that was Byington that shut down.
Yeah, and it was 75. Shiloh Jones filling the hole nicely from his DL position.
Byington somehow gets about a half a yard out of it. Looked like he might have been swarmed behind, and that's one of the, like you said, few times we've seen contact being made at or behind the line of scrimmage when Meridian's had that football. They have moved it well. And, boy, right now I have total time of possession in the second half for Mountain View at 2 minutes and 3 seconds. Handoff on the far side to Del Rio. He's going to be brought down hard at about right at the line to gain. I think they're going to give him the first down at the 47-yard line. So Del Rio has been kind of the workhorse on the last couple of possessions.
Yeah, Byington getting a little bit of rest here maybe.
Well, Zeke Martinez is heading back in. He's been over talking with his coaches. He's going to tell his teammates what they're going to do. Let's see if Zeke comes out in the I just expect he's going to stay under center. He's been really effective, and it's kind of interesting how the line all stays back and then rushes up when they're ready to go instead of setting early. They're going to fire it out to the near side, and Martinez makes the completion and getting the reception, and about 7 yards on the play is Corbin Freeze.
Oh, and McBride on the tackle there, but it was just McBride and Freeze lined up, so McBride had to make that tackle.
Yeah. If he didn't,
there was nobody there.
Yeah, no one on that side of the field. So about a 7-yard pickup. We'll call it the 40-yard line, where it is 2nd and 3 for the Warriors. And again, with less than 9 minutes to go in the ball game, they like to keep running the clock. They have totally dominated the time of possession here in the second half, and they're going to not get any yardage really here. Del Rio almost, or maybe doesn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he was going to be stopped for a couple-yard loss and still spun forward to get it back. So it'll be 3rd and 4. We'll call it a 1-yard loss.
So again, one of the few times that the defensive line for Mountain View here, especially in the second quarter on, has been able to stop this running attack by Meridian.
Yeah, Meridian has just been pounding the ball and throwing in an occasional little flare-out pass. We haven't really seen a downfield passing game out of Martinez. Handoff inside and first down yardage, and what a bull rush that was for about an 8-yard gain. That was Byington. Byington only needed 4. He got about an 8. They're going to put it at the 33-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. And the Warriors, with that 27-3 lead, now have the clock down inside 8 minutes, and it's just continuing to tick away. And that's exactly what they want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. Just eat away the clock, keep driving, keep picking up yardage. Put one more score on the board, and this game would probably be put to bed.
Yep. May there be there already, but that would certainly be sleep time. And a pass over the middle to looking for Byington, and Byington was not looking for the pass.
Byington was not looking for the pass at all.
Byington was on a slot route right down almost to the post, and the pass just came over his right shoulder, but he never turned around. If he could have taken it in, I think. He had a defender off to his right, but he had the space. And those are the ones you take into the film room this week and say, guys, this one we may need next week.
It's there. It's there. Let's execute that play. Let's make that catch.
2nd down and 10 at the 33-yard line. Meridian in Mountain View territory. Handoff straight up the middle and picking up yardage.
Byington again.
Byington this time not on the receiving end, but on the handoff end. Picks up 6, maybe 7, down to the 27. And we have a momentary timeout because I believe we've got a Meridian ball player.
That's Byington.
Byington did not
get
up. And let's hope it's a cramp for the future hopes of the Warriors. That would be a devastating loss to not be able to have him next week if for some reason it's worse than that. But, where he is, we're going to see how they work with him. We'll let you kind of watch that. Steve's Hometown Dealership's proud to sponsor the Idaho High School Football State Playoffs. Steve's Hometown Toyota in Ontario, Hometown Motors in Weiser, and Steve's Hometown Chevrolet, Buick, and GMC in Fruitland. Just a short drive to savings from anywhere in the Treasure Valley. The Steve Hometown Dealerships, where customer satisfaction is the #1 goal. Steve's wishing the hometown teams the best of luck at state. Of course, this is the semifinals at state. Finals are just a week away.
Just a short week away, and then it's basketball season.
3 weeks ago, we felt it was still summer.
Yeah.
Then we had 2 weeks of fall, and now all of a sudden winter's here.
When winter is here with a vengeance.
It is. I don't recall that many times we'd had much snow prior to Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And, of course, we only got a little bit of it, but it's staying cold and sticking around. And that's my understanding. It's going to be here probably right through Thanksgiving with just cold temperatures. So that means we're looking at a crisp championship weekend next weekend.
Yes, we are.
For the Meridian Warrior fans, They should be already starting to figure out how to take their pocket warmers and stuff to Bronco Stadium next week. Handoff coming around the end as the wide receiver gets the handoff, and he's not going to make first down yardage. Coming all the way around is number
84.
84.
Number 84, Tyson Acree.
Yes, Acree with the carry, but he's going to lose the yard. So at 4th down and a long 5 coming up for Meridian. Of course, they're not so overly concerned here.
Yeah,
6.5
back out on the field.
And the clock is running, so Byington, there's good news. Byington is back out there. And boy, when it's long yardage, you can hit with him from
yes, you can,
by land or by sea. Martinez, he's going to roll to his right. Has to pull back, fires to the corner, drops a pass, and I think we have a flag.
Yeah.
I don't believe the receiver actually pulled it in.
He
I
did
think,
not.
I
It was
think it
incomplete.
bounced
Yep.
at the minute. But that was Byington out of the backfield, and he had the streak to the corner but got tripped before the ball got there. So we're going to go half the distance to the goal line, and it'll be 1st and 10. And for the Warriors, that just means more clock to eat.
Yep. Just more clock taken off the scoreboard here as we're down to 6 minutes left in the game.
6 minutes with a 24-point lead already. Meridian with the football being placed at the 15-yard line. So that's where the infraction is marched off to. Of course, with the incomplete pass, the clock stopped. One of the few times we've seen that in this half. In fact, much of the night, it's been a pretty quick night, and part of that is just because of the dominant running game that the Warriors have put together. Now we have time stopped for a moment by the official. He's making all kinds of signals to the scoreboard. And
they just had to respot the ball there.
Yep, just get it where they wanted it at the 15-yard line. 1st and 10 for Meridian. Handoff went to the first man through. I believe that was Byington.
Yep. And Connors again on the tackle. We've called his name all night.
Byington, another 8 yards.
And Connors with another tackle from his defensive back position, which is, as we've mentioned, not a good thing.
2nd and 3 coming up for the Warriors inside the Mountain View 10. They got a shot at hitting this to 4-point spread outside, and is that Byington diving in?
Yes, it is.
Byington will dive it in from, 8 yards out?
Yep.
So Byington with his 3rd touchdown of the night. He'd been quiet kind of this second half.
He was just spreading the wealth a little bit in the second half and decided time to get greedy again and punch that in for the score.
5 minutes and 27 seconds to go here in the ball game. The Warriors now have extended their lead to 33-3, and Vargas can make this a 34-33 lead with the extra point attempt coming up here in just a moment. Placement is down, ball is up, kick is good. It's Meridian 34, Mountain View 3, as the Warriors offense has just simply ground up the clock and ground up the Mavericks to take what is now, I think, pretty safe to say, a ticket to the state championship game.
I think it is safe to call it now.
Yeah, little election.
Yeah.
A little election jargon there, yeah. Yeah, it's not red, it's not blue, but we'll call it. The Warriors, we're going to declare to be headed to the state championship. Bob's Bicycles on Fairview and Boise, family owned since 1979, and their selection of mountain bikes, road bikes, BMX, cruisers, and comfort bikes are second to none. Whether online at bob-bicycles.com or on the showroom floor, Bob's Bicycles will have the bike, accessories, and clothing to fit your needs. And they have in-store financing, 6 months, no interest. Stop in, say hi to Vern. Bob's Bicycles, serving Idaho for more than 40 years and proud to support Idaho student athletes. And ready now for the Warriors, another kick coming from Vargas. Trying to See who's deep there. Wind is starting to pick up
Yes,
a little
it
bit
is.
here in the last few minutes. Kind of coming from our backside, so it's really kind of blowing across the field. I wouldn't say that it would maybe be much of a factor in a passing game if we were dealing with that, but I think that's pretty much passé at this point.
Yes, it is. Patwell and McBride are deep for the Mavericks. Little squib kick there.
It's fumbled and falling on it at the, 13, 14-yard line?
Yeah, it was number 24 that fell on it, Garrett Freeman.
So Freeman covers it. They
Here
couldn't
comes
get a handle on it.
late flag.
And is it on the far side of the field?
Yeah, that came in
Boy.
a good 10 seconds after the play was blown dead.
And that's one of those that somebody may have just lost their composure over there.
Yeah, lost the plot a little bit, and it's going to cost them 15. That's going to cost them half the difference.
Yeah, I was going to
distance.
say, it's an unsportsmanlike call against Mountain View, and that's just the frustration of this game getting away from them from somebody. I'm not sure if that was called on a player or maybe even on a sideline. I didn't hear the call.
And I didn't hear it either, other than unsportsmanlike.
It is unsportsmanlike, and so Mountain View will get the possession of the football at their own 8-yard line.
Somebody was chirping over there.
So 92 yards to go, 5 minutes and 21 seconds, and 31 points to make up. Big task right here for quarterback Wall. He fires, and it's deflected. Boy, who is that in there that put the SWAT on that? I think
That is trying to get a number here. 91.
That your
looks
big,
like number 91. Nope, not 91. So we don't have a 91.
Looks like that pass was batted down by number 51.
51.
51.
Jacob
okay.
Hartzow.
Okay, so Hartzow again with another big play defensively. 2nd and long. They fire it across to a crossing pattern that'll pick up about 4 yards. Dawson was able to make connection with number 10, Colin Rogers. They're going to mark it just right at the 10-yard line, so a 3-yard pickup. So 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Mavericks deep in their own territory. Wall back to pass, fires a crossing pattern, and again, this will be a 1st down yardage pickup as he makes the completion with
number 21.
21. That's Patwell. Yep. He was an early target in the ball game, but here in the second half, we haven't called his number often, but it's enough for a 1st down. It'll be 1st and 10 out at their own 22-yard line. Nobody in the backfield along with the quarterback. He's solo back there and gets a nice quick outlet pass. I believe that was
84.
to 84.
Yep.
Yeah, there'd be Mason, Deontay Cobb.
Big tackle by number 4, Spencer Allen.
Pickup of about 6. So 2nd is short. The clock down inside 4 minutes now. Mountain View trailing this one 34-3. Wall gets a pass out on the perimeter that's going to be good enough for a 1st down, but only to the 35-yard line. A little bit of prevent going on right now by the Mountain View defenders.
They'll happily give up 5 or 6 yards on a pass play.
Giving them a little bit of space at the line of scrimmage.
Max William on the tackle there.
Wall has a running back with him, but he's just there to help block. He's going to air this one out, fires it way downfield and nearly intercepted. It was overthrown, and chasing that one, they're looking to try to get it to Cobb, and then it goes deep.
Josh Christensen on the
Christensen
coverage.
was the one behind, trying to get in there.
Nearly made that outstanding catch on the pick.
3.5 minutes remaining here in this state semifinals in the 5A ranks. Mountain View in control, Meridian in control, Mountain View with the football, and they're going to get 1st down yardage on a completion out to about the 46-yard line. There's Cobb with another reception for Mountain View. You know, Donna Jaka is a senior mortgage banker with Pacific Residential Mortgage, committed to working with clients from a never-give-up mindset. Donna is a native Idahoan who has worked in the mortgage lending industry for 24 years. Pacific Res Mortgage is licensed in 33 states and offers a variety of lending choices to suit client needs. They even do all their underwriting and processing in-house to streamline the entire process. Stop in at 119 East Calderwood Drive in Meridian or call 639-7145 today. Donna Jaca at Pacific Residential Mortgage, a proud sponsor of Mountain View Athletics. Donna Jaca, Pacific Ridge Mortgage, NMLS 1477.
Yeah, 15-yard penalty for a chop block there. It's back the Mavericks way up.
So they're now faced with, what was that, second down?
Yeah, that was.
It was second and 25.
Second and 25.
Second and 25, and they get some of that back, but not that much. They're going to get back out to about the 28-yard line. Make that the 27. Will be third down and about 17 coming up for the Mavericks. Inside 3 minutes to play in this semifinal matchup. The outcome is decided. The final score is not, and it has been picked off. Wall looking downfield, had a man getting behind the defense. That was
number 54 there on the pick, Jackson Gallion.
Gallion with the pickoff on the pass intended for Patwell, and the Warriors will take over at the 50-yard line, it appears. Is that where they're going to mark it? Right at the 50.
Looks like right at midfield, yep.
So it'll be first and 10 for Meridian with 2:44 to go and a 31-point lead. And all of a sudden that road to Bronco Stadium is going to be packed on Friday or Saturday night coming from Meridian.
That road is really short right now for the Warriors.
Short road for the Warriors. Will they be facing one of their compatriots in Rocky Mountain? Or will they be facing Rigby? Those two are fighting it out just a few miles away from here. We'll hopefully get a final on that one before too long. Handoff inside and getting 3-4 yards with first going about 3 yards to the left and then cutting upfield and getting some yardage, about 3 yards total picked up. Is that Del Rio?
I believe it was, yeah.
So second down and about six and a half coming off.
Update from across the valley, Rocky Mountain 27, Rigby 20 in the third.
So they've got a ball game still in jeopardy there, but Rocky right now with the upper hand. Handoff inside for the Warriors. They're going to drive forward for another 2-3 yards. It'll be third down and about 4 coming up, maybe third and 5. And inside 2 minutes, they really just need one more first down.
Yeah, really, that's all they need.
If they can get a first down here, they can probably take a couple of the knees. But clock is running inside 1:48. Third down and 4 at the 45-yard line. We're going to call it third and 5 because it's just barely inside the 45, and they've got to get it to the 40. You got a flag in the air that's going to probably bring this one back unless it gets declined, as no yardage was gained on the handoff to Shell House, as the Warriors have gone a little bit deeper in their lineup now. And did you see what the actual call was?
Illegal formation.
Yeah, formation. So a lot of trying to see if I think we've got a different quarterback. I don't think Martinez. Do. So Meridian has brought a lot more depth in at this point of the ball game. So with third down and 10 coming up for the Warriors, according to the stadium announcer, they say there's less than 3 minutes to go in the ball game over there at Rigby. So Rocky holding on, but that one's still yet to be decided. This one is not with 1:24 to go. It's third down, and the handoff is going to lose another couple of yards. The Shellhorn is going to be met at the line of scrimmage and then pushed back. They'll give him forward progress back to the line of scrimmage, and it'll be fourth down and 10 coming from the Warriors at midfield. Exactly a minute to go in this football game. As we said, it's over with, and we've got a knee coming if they get a first down here. Otherwise, the Mavericks going to have the football. Then the question is, do you take a knee and just concede it when you're down 31 with 30 seconds to go?
Yeah, I would be surprised if they did anything other than run it. And they're going to get the ball back here as it's loose on the ground.
Oh, the ball is taken away, and here come the Mavericks on the fumble recovery return, and it appears a touchdown for Mountain View with 28 seconds to go. There was a fumble. They picked it up in the air, and that was number 50, wasn't it?
Number 30, I think.
Was it 30?
Number 30.
Number 30, that is Will Asbury, a sophomore, 5'11", 180-pounder, gets a 50-yard touchdown return on a fumble recovery with 28 seconds to go in the ball game.
Remember, fans from Mountain View and Meridian, it is the SIC rule. Please stay off the turf.
So the Mavericks are going to have more points on the board than what Meridian average has given up.
Yeah.
Because they get a touchdown on a fumble recovery and return with 28 seconds to go. The kick is up and it is good, and the score is now 34-10 as they put some points on the board and will kick off here with 28 seconds to go. Now, do you try to extend this whatsoever with an onside kick? Or
Why not?
I mean,
Why
yeah,
not?
You might as well get whatever points you can and execution you can. And, of course, at this juncture, there's probably a lot of youngsters from both of these teams
Yeah.
getting some playing time in a state semifinal. And you don't always get that opportunity.
No, you don't. For some of these kids, these younger ones, this will be their first time, obviously, in the playoffs. First time getting any snaps in the playoffs is kind of a big deal.
Well, last week Meridian was, pushed to the hilt
Yeah.
just because of their own mistakes, and before they pulled out the win against Middleton, and so they probably didn't get much rest or time there. And certainly Mountain View had their hands full on the road at Highland last week, so they didn't get to play too deep there. Let's see, going back deep is number 84 for Meridian. Back to receive the kick will be Tyson Acree. But I'm not sure he's the only one that's back there. Everyone else is about 5 yards off the line of scrimmage, anticipating an onside kick to be coming. Ball's teed up at the 40. Warriors kind of nicely executed as far as getting it where he wanted it to, but it goes right in between some defenders and goes out of bounds, so the old hanky goes up. And I would imagine Meridian will take the possession rather than force them to re-kick that one.
Oh, absolutely. Just take the ball, kneel one time, the game's over.
Both teams have their full allotment of timeouts available to them.
No. Nope.
That's where you call one of those right now, and all of a sudden there's all kinds of underlaying tones that can come into play.
A little bit of grumbling.
Yeah. And most of it probably from the fans who just want to get out of here and go find something warm. Has been a cold, crisp night here, but we haven't had any bad wind and certainly no precipitation. And so weather was really not a factor on the field other than temperature. And really no more than what you'd expect this time of the year. It's just that we didn't get tempered for that temperature over the last month and a half.
Yeah, it was not an ease into winter here.
Yeah, we jumped in with both feet, and that's exactly what the Warriors are doing, jumping into the state championship football game next week. They'll be at Bronco Stadium on Friday or Saturday and facing either Rigby or Rocky Mountain, their crosstown rivals, and they take a quick knee, and the Warriors celebrating on the near sideline. Some of the players still out on the field, but this has been a foregone conclusion really since the opening drive of the second half when the Warriors drove down the field in 7 minutes to score to move it to a three-score difference, and they totally dominated time of possession in the second half and get the win, 34-10 over Mountain View. We'll be back to wrap this one up and name our IdahoSports.com, Idaho State Transportation Department Player of the Game.
Yeah, I know a little something about myths. Like the myth that speeding isn't dangerous. Oh, and that myth you can tailgate at a safe distance. Or that you could safely weave in and out of traffic. Don't be fooled by myths. you'll get yourself into a hairy situation. Stay focused on the road. Be a legend like me. Have you heard the one about Charlie over at Pay Lake?
Look at that. The unmistakable swagger of someone fully covered with health insurance through Your Health Idaho. Health yeah! Enroll by December 15th and you could qualify for quality health insurance starting at $0 a month.
Dear gas prices, go take a hike. Toyota is the #1 retail brand for electrified vehicles for 22 years. Think you can stand in my way? We got this. Toyota Hybrids. Toyota, let's go places.
I am Kevin, and I'm from Idaho Falls. It's important for the disabled to be vaccinated because of COVID. I chose to be vaccinated because I didn't want to be sick or in the hospital. Getting the vaccination, my experience was painless and worth it. It was a very wise choice.
Taking the hard path isn't always easy. It takes courage and determination to do hard things. Quitting tobacco and vaping is possible.
You decide when. We'll show you how. Learn more at projectfilter.org or call 1-800-QUIT-NOW.
Hello?
I was in an accident.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I had my seatbelt on.
We are back at Meridian High School, where the Meridian Warriors have solidified their position as the #1 seed and the #1 ranked team in the 5A ranks of the state championship playoffs here in Idaho, with a 34-10 win over the Mountain View Mavericks, a game which was certainly in doubt still at halftime, but the Warriors have built enough of a lead at halftime that when they took the second half kickoff and took 6.5 minutes and went 80 yards down the field and scored, they took control. Mountain View with only about 2 minutes of possession until the final couple of minutes of the game when they got it back. And Mountain View just not enough stops on the rushing game of the Meridian Warriors. And boy, they put up almost 300 yards of rushing tonight, 126 of those coming from Byington, 100 yards coming from Del Rio. Some competition there, I guess, for our IdahoSports.com player of the game, but
3 touchdowns will do it.
Yeah, 3 touchdowns. That's another 60 yards receiving on 2 catches by Byington, so 185 yards of total offense and 3 rushing touchdowns. Riley Byington, our IdahoSports.com, Idaho Transportation Department player of the game. Well, Clay, it was we saw what made Meridian this year.
Yeah, we did. Just ground and pound, put it on the ground and eat up clock and be successful at running the ball, throw when you have to, and they were successful when they did that, but it came on the ground. That's where they won this ball game.
Yeah, and not just a straight in between the tackles type offense. I mean, they run the ball and you say ground and pound, but they use a lot of variety in speeds and finding holes and moving with different styles. Like I said, it was impressive, and it brings you back to the old fundamentals of wing T football.
Yeah, absolutely.
You don't know where that ball's going when it leaves the quarterback's hand.
A lot of misdirection.
And Zeke Martinez, his quarterback, is a magician in hiding that ball.
Yes, he
is. And giving it away early and making you still think he has something.
Yeah.
And that was a major factor in this one. But it was a very, very fun football game, an interesting football game, and one that puts the Warriors in the state championship game for the first time in better than a decade. And they're not going to be satisfied just getting there. They're going there with a purpose next week, whether it's Rigby or Rocky Mountain. Last we heard, Rocky had about a 7-point lead with just minutes to go in the ball game. So it would be an all Treasure Valley final at Bronco Stadium next week, either Friday or Saturday. We don't know that until they figure out all the rest of the matchups, but that's what we are. This has been an IdahoSports.com GameStream production of the 2022 Idaho High School Football Playoffs. Tournament coverage presented by Project Filter, Your Health Idaho, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare, the Idaho Transportation Department. Also brought to you by Valleywide Cooperative, your local Toyota dealers, and local sponsors for tonight, Hal Orthodontics, Steve's Hometown Auto, Robel Fence, Mike Miniger Auto Body, Big Judd's, Bob's Bicycle, and Pacific Residential Mortgage, all making this ball game and this broadcast possible. Want to thank Meridian High School for hosting us here tonight and helping to get us set up. And no fireplace or outside burning, but it really wasn't as cold as I thought it was going to end up being. Not that it was warm, but it's been a nice ball game, and obviously the Warriors happy that they are able to host and win and move on.
Yeah, and a great season by Mountain View, too. Give them credit. They came in as the number 5 seed and was able to pick up a couple wins, including an upset over Highland last week. Just came up short tonight against a really solid Meridian team.
Well, this Meridian team that beat them in a very close matchup earlier in the year, 13-7, but tonight it was the Warriors, and we said ground and pound and just an absolute domination on the defense. Remember, they gave up 10 points, but 7 of those came on a fumble return with just seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, and with the second string in. And
a lot of things going off there. So that defense, that starting defense, did not give up a touchdown yet again tonight, and that has been dominant, and that will be a factor next week in the state playoffs. Again, our IdahoSports.com player of the game, Riley Byington, the running back for the Mavericks. Clay Hatfield, thank you for, it's been fun being Mike's side with you for the last couple of ball games.
It's been a good time. It's been my pleasure.
It's been good. We've seen all kinds of from A3 or 3A to 5A football, and football in the state of Idaho is not in a bad condition.
Not at all. Not at all. It's looking great, and still games tomorrow, too.
Yep.
Right here on IdahoSports.com.
Definitely. In fact, half of the playoffs will be decided tomorrow. There's 6 games tomorrow, and some of the smaller divisions, and, of course, all the title games will be decided next Friday and Saturday. Probably mostly in eastern Idaho or here in the Treasure Valley.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's
a lot of them
anybody
in
up
eastern
north.
Idaho, yeah.
And but the 5A will definitely be at Bronco Stadium, and the 3A is likely to be somewhere here in the Treasure Valley too. We just don't know the exact time. Just stay tuned right here on IdahoSports.com. Keep checking in. Those brackets will be updated regularly. Check out the games tomorrow. You can hear all of those that are available. The great 3A matchup. Weezer out at Homedale tomorrow should be a fun one.
That'll be a great game.
So I'll give you an opportunity to check out the rest of the football world. Again, the final here at Meridian this evening. The Meridian Warriors advanced to the state championships with a 34-10 win over the Mountain View Mavericks. For Clay Hatfield, I'm Del Gray for IdahoSports.com, wishing you all a very pleasant good evening.
This has been a presentation